Hello, West Seattle freshmen. Welcome to your first High School 101 lesson. This is Miss Newman. I'm one of the 3 school counselors here at West Seattle High School. Today, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to start by showing you our West Seattle High School counseling website and some tabs that might be helpful to you all as you begin your high school career. We're also going to review the graduation requirements for your class, which have changed. And then the second part of today's lesson, we're going to focus on your GPA. We're going to talk about what your GPA is, why it's important, and how you can calculate it. We'll also give you some time at the end of advisory today to practice calculating your GPA on your own. So to start, I want to show you our West Seattle High School Counseling homepage. You'll see on this main page, you can get here, by the way, by going to the main West Seattle High School website, or you can also Google West Seattle High School Counseling Department. That'll bring you here too. But this is the main page, and from these tabs at the top, I've just clicked on 9th grade information. Couple things we want to show you. First is, who is my counselor? There are 3 full-time counselors at West Seattle High School. We also have an intern this year, Miss Ladkey. She's here 3 days a week. Depending on your last name, you will have a different counselor. Miss Filippelli takes care of students' last names A through G, and she's in room 209. Miss Filippelli is on maternity leave at this point, and Miss Nyman is her substitute. So if you need anything, Miss Nyman is in room 209. You can see her. I'm Miss Newman. I have students' last names H through N, and I'm in room 216 upstairs next to the computer lab. And then Miss Swenson has students with the last names O through Z, and she is downstairs next to the library. So hopefully most of you have already had a chance to meet us, whether that was in 8th grade last year when we came to the middle schools, maybe at an evening event, or at the beginning of this year during schedule changes. But if you haven't, please come by, stop and say hi. We really make it a point to get to know each and every one of our students individually, because we get to work with you all through your high school career, through senior year. So you'll want to come say hi and get to know us. So there's our locations. I also wanted to show you all this tab right here, the college planning timelines. Never too early to start thinking about what you're going to do after high school, because as 9th graders, you're laying the foundation for really the rest of your life in terms of your grades. We'll talk about that in a minute. But very important that you start thinking about life after high school and how you can be successful as a high school student, what you can be doing now. So I'm going to click on grade 9 right here. And we have this page split up into fall, winter, and spring quarters. For today's lesson, we're only going to look at the fall tips. Obviously, you can access this on your own later and check out the others. Couple tips for fall freshman year. Think about extracurriculars and what classes you're taking. So you'll see here, meet your guidance counselor. I just talked about that. Really important that we establish a relationship together, get to know each other, because we're going to be working with you guys throughout the year on choosing your classes for next year, some career development activities, and a lot of other things we're going to do in advisory. So definitely come say hi, find us. Get involved is point number 2, and this is pretty important. When you are thinking about how to make high school a good experience, time and time again, the students who are happiest and most productive and just have the best high school careers get involved in some capacity. There are so many different clubs and extracurriculars at West Seattle High School, from yearbook to chess club to athletics. There's something for everybody. So whether you want to help out your community and join Key Club, you want to join a foreign language club. By the way, if there's a club that you want to start that doesn't exist yet, just come see any staff member. We can talk about that. But really important you get plugged into a group of people with like-minded interests. Great way to meet people, great way to get involved in school. And again, this is both school and non-school sponsored, as you'll see here. So A lot of you are too young to work, but this definitely includes jobs. Again, teams, athletic teams, whether that's for West Seattle High School or maybe a rec team. And at the bottom here, it says these activities, they're fun, and obviously they make you well-rounded. They help diversify your skill set. They introduce you to new people. They keep you healthy. So we really encourage you guys to get involved however you can early on, because not only will it look good on your college applications 4 years down the road, but it'll just make your high school experience more enjoyable for you. So start asking around. If you have a question about what clubs we offer, again, you can come see any of the counselors. You can go see Miss Donaldson. She's our YMCA liaison. We can point you in the right direction. And then finally, pick the right mix of classes. So hopefully by now we're a couple weeks into school and you've settled in, and you are feeling pretty confident with the classes you've chosen. Our general recommendation to students is that they challenge themselves, but don't bite off more than you can chew. Obviously, the more honors classes you're enrolled in, the better, because you are challenging yourself and ultimately learning more. But do not by any means feel that you need to take 4 honors classes at once, or push yourself beyond your means, because it's also important, of course, that you get good grades. It's more than just taking the most challenging classes. So we say challenge yourself, but within reason. The good thing is, as a freshman, you do have time to kind of get your feet wet, and this is your very first year of high school. So, we can always adjust sophomore year. Maybe some of you who aren't taking any honors this year, maybe you'll change your mind when it gets to 10th grade, and that's perfectly fine. So make sure you're getting your graduation requirements out of the way as well, which we will now transition into that. So as you'll see here, the key academic requirements are English, math, science, and history. For your class, foreign languages included. So that's going to bring me to my next page, which is the 4-year plan for your class. And over here on the left, you should see a list of the graduation requirements for your class. So these include, so we're looking at this matrix right here. For the class of 2021, you guys are required to have 4 years of language arts. Those are all right here. So one credit per year. So you'll be taking language arts every year you're in high school. Below that are the history and social science requirements. So you need about 1.5 years of world history, 1 year of U.S. history, and a semester of American government. And you will be taking all of those according to your grade level. So freshmen take world history, sophomores take world history as well, juniors take U.S. history, and then you will not take government until your senior year. So language arts and social studies requirements are pretty much determined by grade level. Moving on down to math, 3 years are required for graduation, so you'll at least need to take a math class freshman, sophomore, and junior year. The course requirements are Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. However, you'll see in this column to the right, this 4YC, that stands for 4-year college. And what that means is this is what 4-year colleges and universities would really want you to complete in high school in order to be a successful college student. So generally speaking, if you're wanting to go to a 4-year college, we really recommend 4 years of math. So you should be taking a year of math every year of high school. So 3 years to graduate, 3+ for college admissions. Science, your class is required to complete 3 full years of science. So again, that'll be freshman, sophomore, and junior year. You'll see off here to the right that colleges, of course, would like to see more than that. Again, this depends on your major. If you're wanting to go into a science or maybe STEM field, it would make the most sense to take science your senior year, but you don't have to. So 3 years are required for high school graduation. Moving on down, health and PE, half credit of health and then 1.5 credits of PE are required. Health, most of you are probably taking that this year. Great, you're getting it out of the way. For those of you who for some reason couldn't fit it into your schedule, just know that you will eventually have to take health somewhere down the road. For PE, 1.5 credits, that's 3 semesters worth. You guys most of you are probably taking personal fitness this year as a freshman. Again, if you're not, we'll need to fit that in somewhere. We get a lot of questions about waiving PE. Yes, you can waive PE credits, especially if you play a sport for West Seattle High School. If you're a West Seattle High School athlete, one season of athletics counts for a half credit of PE. So, for example, if in the same year you played both football and basketball, that would be an entire credit of PE. So, yet another reason to get involved with athletics. Like I said earlier, great way to waive PE credits if you're interested in doing that. Of course, if you want to take PE classes, you want the time during your day to relax and be active, you're more than welcome to do that too. Moving down, fine arts. This changed with your class. We now require 2 full years of fine arts classes. So these include anything from ceramics, drawing and painting, visual arts, to performing arts such as theater, guitar, piano. There are a few classes at West Seattle that count for both fine arts and CTE credit. These would be graphic design, photography. So you'll need 4 separate half-credit classes to get you to 2 full years of fine art requirements. Moving down, CTE, this stands for Career Technical Education, also known as OCC-Ed or Occupational Education. These are those hands-on classes that prepare you to work outside of high school. You come right out of these classes with valuable skills such as woodworking, again, graphic design. Journalism counts for CTE credit. You can ask your counselor if you have a question about what counts for CTE, but generally these are most of our hands-on elective courses, and you'll need 2 of those to get to the full credit requirement by senior year. Moving down, foreign language. You guys will generally need about 2 full years of foreign language. We can make exceptions to that in certain cases, but we really think it's important that students have 2 full years of foreign language, not just to get into college, but because it's a valuable skill to know how to speak another language, especially in today's economy. So we really encourage you guys to consider taking foreign languages. Of course, we offer French, Spanish, and Chinese here at West Seattle. Great way to learn about a different culture, learn how to speak the language. Finally, this electives number at the bottom don't pay too much attention to that. It's not that you need to get 4 electives. It's more that you need to get to a total of 24 credits in order to graduate from high school. So if you do the math, you're taking about 6 classes per year over the course of 4 years. That totals 24. So really important that you guys are passing all your classes, earning all your credits, and making your way towards graduation.